Yes, I
where
do.
we stopped.
Yes, yes, I do. I do have that, and I also put the link again. Let me just put the link again in the chat, so you will have it.
Ele vai para todo mundo poder ter acesso ao documento.
Yeah, I am in the mountains of New Jersey. Like I'm between Pennsylvania and New Jersey, the mountains. From where I am, the internet is not very good, but I think if we go slow, it will help. I hope. So if there are any interruptions, it's probably from my side, you know.
Ok. Então ele está nas montanhas entre New Jersey
and Pennsylvania, the two states between. So New York,
aí tá
New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So New York. So it's in the. It's in the border line, you know. It's in the border between the two states. Yeah. Anyway, so internet.
No, just a minute. Ele está nas montanhas e está com a internet meio ruimzinha. Então, se tiver alguma interrupção, em função disso.
Okay, so that's the reason. So let me just close all other windows so that at least from my side you will not have any more. Okay. So this is the extra satsang on Sunday, which is continuing with the series on the science of karma in Portuguese and English.
Então esta é a satsang extra sobre karma em português e inglês.
And this, as we begin this satsang, we appreciate and recognize and see the Paramatma within all of us who have gathered here in this satsang.
Ele agradece na satsang.
Okay. So far you have already covered a few headings of the science of karma, and
a gente já cobriu alguns capítulos da ciência do karma.
And we call karma a science because it is something that happens automatically, you see. Karma happens automatically.
Chama de ciência porque karma acontece automaticamente.
It happens. So what happens? Then the answer is cause and effects happen by themselves, you see.
Acontece por eles mesmos.
They happen. Anything that happens and that is happening is, as you and I, all of us know, is a result of that which is already in process. It's already in motion.
Tudo que acontece, do que já está em movimento.
Yeah. And the more, you see, it is so subtle. At a very subtle level, it is continuous. And at the visible level, we can see processes. You see, at the visible level, we see processes happening or circumstances happening, whereas at the subtle level, it is a continuous happening only. At the subtle level.
No sutil, as coisas são fluidas, elas são
It is one continuous.
Em movimento, do relativo que a gente vê no nível visível, ela são evidências que
Let me mute others. Let's see. I'll mute others, and I will mute others here so that we save some internet bandwidth here. Okay, continuing. So it is a Vignan. Science means Vignan. Vignan means science.
Então, isso é Vignan, é ciência.
Yeah, it's say Vignan. Do you see, when you look up in the sky at 10 o'clock in the morning, there is not a cloud in the sky, and by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, there are all kinds of clouds, you see, in the sky. Who made the clouds?
Ou você levanta de manhã, olha para o céu. Levanta de manhã, olha para o céu e vê um céu límpido, sem nenhuma nuvem. E depois, à tarde, você vê o céu com todo.
Yes, they simply are there as sometimes they're huge clouds and then they change color and become darker, and then pretty soon there is rain and thunderstorm. See? Now, it is simply happening. There is...
Então, tem... então, elas começam a aparecer e elas são de várias cores. Elas são claras ou, de repente, elas estão ficando mais escuras, e trovões.
Yeah, so when the atmospheric conditions are right, when the temperature is right, when the wind is correct, you see, when there is moisture, you see, when there is sun, all of those things, and then there are clouds, and then there is rain, you see. So there is really, just as we see everything around us as happening, you see, in the weather, in the atmosphere, in a similar manner, in this universe of our own body too, this universe, everything is simply happening, you see.
Quando as condições atmosféricas estão corretas, tudo começa a acontecer, começa a chover, tudo entra no processo.
Yeah, scientific evidences, you see, scientific evidences only, and
Evidências científicas circunstanciais.
And so we proceed with our dear Dada.
Então vamos prosseguir com as palavras de Dada, com o livro de Dada.
And many years ago, I have shared with you, a few years ago, I shared with you this entire Dada Vani of December 2013, you see, December 2013.
Aquele de dezembro de 2013.
2013. 2013.
2013. E era sobre isso.
December
2013. Dezembro de 2013.
Dada Vani magazine, which we did a whole series of satsangs on the doer, you see, on the doer, you know, verse who is on the science of doer. We have had a whole series of satsangs with in Portuguese and in English with on the science of the doer, you see.
Nós fizemos várias sobre do fazedor.
Yeah, I will give you the link just for later on. You can check it. It is very beautiful. You see.
Link pra gente eventualmente mais tarde. É muito bonita.
Yeah, it will make you. It's just 21 pages, but it is so beautiful. You see. And here we are on that. I will give you
São
that.
somente 21 páginas, 21 páginas, mas são
And in fact, that it's written here, and I will enlarge. Well, I better not enlarge. Let me see if it works. It is written here, and it is written here in these words next to Dada, which says, in the dictionary of
I
the...
remember this, Satsang. I remember.
Yes, because you...
Eu lembro dessa Satsang. Tem umas palavras logo do lado da foto do Dada.
Yeah, it was written here that...
Which...
This is the December Dadavani. I just gave the link in the chat. This link, okay? This is, we have done a small...
Dezembro de 2013, ele deixou o link.
We have had about 40 sessions, 40 weeks, if I recall, on this Dadavani. We have had, and
tivemos, acho que 40 sessões, 40 semanas.
Yes, even in Daniela, in those days, Daniela was also translating for Shuddha at that time also, you know. There was...
Naquele tempo até a minha irmã Daniela estava traduzindo.
Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you what is written here, which is so beautiful. But it is worth reading because it is relevant to everything. And this is, it talks about the dictionary of the Lord, the dictionary of Lord. Okay?
Ele fala do dicionário de Deus.
It says, in the dictionary of the Lord, I am doing, you are doing, and they are doing simply does not exist. Okay?
No dicionário de
In the
Deus, você está fazendo, ele está fazendo, simplesmente não existe.
Okay, in the dictionary of the Lord, which Lord? Then the answer is Lord Mahavir, okay? Lord
Que Deus, a resposta é
Mahavir.
Lord Mahavir.
I am doing, you are doing, and they are doing, and they are doing. That phrase simply did not exist. Simply did.
Essa frase simplesmente não existe. Eu estou fazendo, ele está fazendo.
I am doing, you're doing, they're doing. It does not exist in the dictionary, in the terminology of the fully enlightened one, our Lord, the last fully enlightened one on this earth of ours. Last fully enlightened one. You see, there were many enlightened ones, but the last fully enlightened one was Lord Mahavir, you know.
O último ser completamente iluminado na Terra foi o Lord Mahavir.
Yes. Now, some people may not agree, but you see, that really doesn't matter. Well, we have to, you know,
Muitas pessoas não acreditam, mas
when you have two different lights, when you have two different lights, for instance, supposing this is a light, okay? When you have this light and then you have another, when you have two different lights,
isso é uma luz que ele está mostrando.
And you can turn it on and it brings light, okay? And then there is another one which looks like it too.
Ele acende.
And when you turn it on and it brings out light, but you will be able to tell, outside they look like sources of light, but there is difference in the power of the light that comes out depending on how powerful the batteries inside are. If the battery of one of them is weak, then the light will be weak, you see. The light will be weak.
linhas. Uma delas você vira e acende uma luz. E a outra, quando você vira, ela faz diferença na quantidade de luz, né? E depende da bateriazinha. Uma luz mais fraca.
So you can have two flashlights.
Hi, Juliana.
Hey, Juliana, you can have two flashlights, right, Juliana? Good to see you, Jai Sachidanand. You can have two flashlights, but they look identical from outside, like two human beings. But if one flashlight gives a brighter light, the other one gives a poorer light because of the intensity of the power of the batteries inside the one versus the other.
Externas, aparentemente, externamente iguais, mas a luz que sai de cada uma delas é brilhante, mais branca que a outra.
Okay.
E em função da bateria que...
Yeah. So okay. So this is okay. Shall we take Juliana, my dear Juliana? Brittany is okay.
I can take the Satsang.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Denise.
yeah, you should. So we continue, and also Juliana, I just want to
No problem.
explain to her my situation with reference to internet connection, Denise.
Ok. Ele tá entre Pensilvânia e ele tá num lugar, então se tiver algumas falhas, ele pede para avisar que deve ser dele, tá?
I joined the wrong chat.
That's okay. You probably did. Yeah, we figured that there is always evidence as the reason rather than a person at fault. You see, there is always.
And now I saw nobody was there, and I just saw her message. So.
Yeah, we were, because Chris, Marianne and I were here, and we said, what's happening? And commonly it is because you're in the wrong room, you see. You're in the wrong room. Yeah. Okay. All right, my dear. So, yeah, so evidences. We were just talking about evidences, you see. Evidences. Juliana?
Nós estamos falando de circunstâncias.
All right.
Yes. Nós estamos aqui falando sobre evidências.
Okay. All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but we cannot see you very well. And I will mute
her.
Maria Alicia.
It's a straight image, but I can't see her.
No, I'm seeing myself too.
You see her? Okay. What is happening?
Cristina, você consegue ver a Juliana?
Juliana?
Consegue?
Pessoal, vocês conseguem me ver?
Well, I can. Juliana.
It's okay, Shuddha.
Olha, a Denise can hear me.
Okay, good.
She can see me.
Okay, good. All right, so we continue. Okay?
Vamos continuar. Okay.
Yeah. So when we say that, let me see, where is the sound coming from? The additional sound. All right. When we say that in the vision of the fully enlightened one, says our Gnani Purush Dadashri, I am doing, you are doing, or they are doing did not exist. Those words did not exist. That view also did not exist.
Ok. Na visão do iluminado Gnani Purush, aí você está fazendo, nós estamos fazendo, isso sequer existe.
Yeah, so the other way of saying that it is when we say I am doing, you are doing, they are doing, it means that the battery that produces the light inside us is a little weak. So we are not truly able to see exactly who is doing all of this. You see, who is responsible? Who is... Yeah.
Na verdade, quando nós temos essa visão de fazer nós estamos fazendo, porque na verdade a bateria que existe dentro da gente está fraca. Então a gente não está
It's like
conseguindo realmente ter quem realmente está fazendo as coisas.
it's like if you're walking, if you enter, if you go outside your home in the dark, and you see a rope, a piece of rope, you see, that's lying on the ground, and it looks dark. Rope, a piece of rope. Okay, rope, piece of rope, piece of something that you use to tie things with, you see, huh? A piece of rope.
Ok.
Yeah. You know, to tie packages, you use a rope.
Você está andando no jardim e você vê uma corda, um pedaço de corda.
If you see it, if you sign like if it's like a computer code which is dark in color, say it's lying on the ground, right? And you all of a sudden get you jump in fright because you believe it's a snake, you see, and then you put your flashlight and you look properly and you find, oh, it's just a black computer cord, or it is a piece of rope, you see.
Então, na verdade, você está andando pelo jardim porque você acha que é uma cobra. E de repente você vê que não é uma cobra, é um pedaço de corda preta.
Yeah, yes. So when there is more light, when there is clarity in the vision, then everything opens up as it is, and that is the beginning of the scientific understanding of not only our own existence, but also everything around us, you see. It is in light that you can see everything.
E o que acontece quando você se iluminasse, as coisas se abrissem. É realmente quando você se ilumina que você consegue ter a
Yeah, it is with light that everything becomes clear, and it is this light that initially we have to use, and then later on we simply are in such a state that that use is automatic, you see. Initially we have to use that light, and then it becomes a natural use of that light.
Ele falou o seguinte, que é com a luz que as coisas se tornam. A gente tem que usar essa luz. Mas depois de um certo tempo, essa luz ela se torna automática em nós.
You see? And initially we have to use the light. Now this light we did not have, as you all know, we did not have this real light. We didn't have the full light. We had the limited light of the batteries that were charged and discharging, this being this body complex that people identify as Shuddha, as Juliana, as Danilo, you see, with batteries inside, charged and discharging. But now we have moved beyond this limited charged batteries, you see, inside this body complex.
Ele falou esse objeto como se fosse o nosso complexo de corpo, mente e fala, essa bateria, né? Que é
You see?
Juliana, existe alguma coisa dentro desse complexo que é mais do que apenas esse complexo de...
But
Nós
we
não
need,
temos essa luz inicialmente, nós temos que carregar e descarregar inicialmente.
it is amazingly unique and amazingly, it is amazing grace that we are aware of these batteries that are of this mind, of this body, of these words, you see, and we know that they are discharging, and we have access to a light that is beyond the capacity of these three batteries. You see, we have a light that is beyond the capacity of the mind of Juliana, the body of Juliana, and the words of Juliana. Mm-hmm.
Uhum. E ele está fazendo essa comparação com a bateria, como se nós, de repente, tivéssemos acesso a uma luz maior do que a luz, que a nossa mente, que o nosso corpo, que a nossa fala esse complexo de corpo e mente e fala tem.
And to the extent that there is some power left in these three batteries, you see, as long as that there is power left in these batteries, let us get our precious work done. Otherwise, we will have to rely on a new battery, you see, to complete our work of liberation, you see. Do you understand this, Juliana?
No, can you explain again, Shuddha?
You see, you have this young and strong body of Juliana. You have this young and strong and bright mind of Juliana, and you have the good faculties of the speech of Juliana available to you in this life. You see, but those three batteries are discharging. You see, they are discharging. You see, their power will discharge. You see, and it's important now that you have these well-charged batteries at a young age, to use it correctly, so to get your work done for liberation, so that you will not have to rely on another battery, another body complex, you see, before it is too late.
O que ele está dizendo é o seguinte, por exemplo, enquanto nós temos aqui, fazer um exemplo com qualquer pessoa, enquanto você tem aqui, por exemplo, um corpo, o seu corpo, a sua mente, as novidades da sua fala, você deve aproveitar esse tempo que você tem para você se conectar com essa luz, que está muito além desse complexo. Você não precisa, no próximo instante, precisar novamente dessa bateria de corpo e mente e fala. Então, para você tem essa bateria de corpo e mente fala, porque é uma bateria que está descarregando. Para que você use ela para se conectar com essa luz.
Okay, all right. So, Maria Alicia, do you understand now what we just said? Initially, we have to use a light that is beyond the charge and the now charging batteries.
Entendeu, Maria Alicia? Sim.
So there are, Maria Alicia, there are two types of light. There is the L capital light with an L capital, okay? L capital light, which is the light of the self, of the Amapura, okay? The self, Amapura. And then there is the small L light, light, which is the light of the mind, body, speech complex, which is called the light of Maria. You see? light of Maria.
Let
Or,
me just play
okay.
this, Shuddha.
Mm-hmm.
O que ele falou é que... Just a second, Shuddha. Ele explicou, Maria, que você está muito além da luz do complexo de corpo e mente e fala. E quando ele fala de luz, existem dois tipos de luz. A luz com letra maiúscula, que é a luz do ser. Existe a luz com L minúsculo de corpo, mente e fala.
Okay, so
Você
when
deve usar a luz com letra.
so explain to Maria, because she is translating, and you have understood it, Denise, Juliana, you have understood when we say that in the initial phases after the Gnani Vidhi, we have to use the light that is beyond this light of the intellect. You see, we have to use the light that is, the light of the intellect is automatic. I am Juliana and this is what I see. That is called the light of the intellect. You see, and then the light of the Amapura is beyond that light of the intellect. Okay.
Ele falou Maria, Alicia, que se seguem ao Gnani Vidhi, imediatamente posteriores ao Gnani Vidhi, nós temos que usar essa luz, que é a luz que vai além desse... Porque a luz do intelecto é a luz de eu sou Juliana, é o que eu vejo. Essa luz... Nós conhecemos aquela outra luz.
The light of the intellect will say, I am Juliana, I am Maria Alicia, and I am doing, and she is doing, and they are doing. That is the light of the intellect. That makes you see, I am speaking, I am doing, you are doing, they are doing, you see? And then there is the light that is beyond that light, which you and I have received in the Gnani Vidhi, you see? Which says, which stops that vision completely and replaces it with Eva so Amapura, you too are also Amapura, they are also Amapura, they are not doing anything, it is simply happening. It is simply happening.
Ele falou que a luz do intelecto, essa luz que diz eu sou Shuddha, eu sou Juliana, eu sou a luz que faz, que entende que eu estou fazendo, você está fazendo, nós estamos fazendo. A luz, ela substitui completamente essa visão da luz do intelecto. Ela substitui pela visão de que eu sou uma pura.
You see, this is so amazing. It is like that example I gave you, that it's a piece of wire, black wire. You see, electric cord. It's a black electric cord that is lying in the grass, and you, not seeing clearly, believe it to be a snake until you apply light on it and you say, oh, it is only a snake, it is only a computer code, why was I so frightened? You see, when you apply light, you are able to see it as it is.
E só vou completar uma coisa que faltou do passado, que ele falou o seguinte, quando você tem essa luz, você entende que é uma coisa acontecendo. E o que ele está complementando agora é de novo o exemplo de que quando você não tem essa luz, você faz cobra. É a luz que vai fazer você ver que aquilo não é uma cobra, é um pedaço de carvão preto.
Yeah, in the same way, with reference to other humans, in our relationships and our interactions with other human beings, it is our mind that is inherently, our mind and intellect ego complex is by its very nature the poor light which does not allow us to see what is in front of us clearly, with clarity, you see. We think we understand the other human being. We do not. We really do not. And we have all kinds of suspicions about that person. Our intellect doubts the other person, etc. See, so we cannot see our interaction with another human being correctly if we use this light of the intellect only. You see?
E essa luz do intelecto, ela é insuficiente nas suas interações com os outros. A luz do intelecto, você acha que você conhece as outras pessoas, você não conhece, você suspeita, você tem dificuldade de... Essa luz do intelecto, ela é insuficiente para essa interação com outros seres.
You know, we suspect and see the negative inside a person, our own friend who has come to help us, some human being, somebody has come to help us, and yet we see something negative about that person. We doubt and suspect that person, and that is because we do not see that is as it is. We do not have the correct light. We do not have the total light, you see. And then after he leaves and he explains to you.
Nós suspeitamos daquela pessoa. Amigo vem, nós temos desconfianças daquela pessoa. Nós não conseguimos ver, e isso porque nós estamos vendo aquela pessoa sob a luz total, a luz maior.
And you see, immediately, and this is so easy for us to understand, because the moment you think about any human being, you're automatically seeing him or her with the light of the intellect. You are not moving beyond the old habit. You are not getting rid of the old habit, you see. The old habit is to see a person through the light of the intellect, you see.
E hábito, porque na verdade quando você conhece uma nova pessoa, você está acostumada a ver aquela pessoa sobre a luz do intelecto.
So when seeing a person through the light of intellect will make you see him as a doer. You're seeing him as a doer, that he's doing it, she's doing it, and therefore, you know, you blame him for the actions, the activity that is happening. The activity is happening through his mind, speech, and body, but you make him the doer. You make him the owner of that activity.
E quando você está vendo alguém sob a luz do intelecto, você vê ele como fazedor. Você fica vendo aquela pessoa sob o prisma do fazer, você culpa essa pessoa.
The owner or the doer of the activity, you see. He may have come to your home to invite you for dinner, you see, but because of previous negative interactions with that person, you're not even willing to listen to him, and you do not even answer, you do not even come down to meet him. You just tell your maid, go tell him or go tell him that I'm not home.
E alguém vai notar. E aí, às vezes, porque você não está conseguindo ver aquela pessoa sobre a luz do ser, você está conseguindo ver, o que você responde? Você responde não estou em casa.
Yeah, and so then after he leaves, so he leaves the invitation of the dinner on the table and he goes away. And then when you go down, he says, oh, he came to actually invite me for dinner and I didn't even see him. He said, this is how you miss opportunities of interaction with well-meaning human beings. There are a lot of human beings in this world who are trying to help you, but because you cannot see, because your battery is dim, your battery in your flashlight, which is your body, is dim. You see, you reject him, you reject him, you reject him. You see, you and you lose that opportunity. You see.
Your battery is what, Shuddha?
Your battery is weak. Yeah, dim. Your battery is dim. You cannot. You see.
Weak. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, understood. He is o que foi que às vezes chega alguém na sua vida e aquela pessoa, porque você está com essa luz fraca, essa luz, né, do ser, você não interage com aquela pessoa, e você perde interações, oportunidades de interações da vida, porque existem muitas.
Yeah, it says now when you treat other human beings in this way, by what we call lack of positive feelings, you scorn and contempt and rejection, you see, subtle, it delays your own liberation. It delays your own liberation, you see. It keeps coming back to you again and again.
That a gente trata trata alguém assim com desprezo, com escárnio ou com rejeição, o que acontece é que o que aquilo volta para você, fica voltando para você.
Yes, it is actually an effect that had come in front of you to give you the opportunity for correction, you see, but you rejected it again. You rejected it again, you see.
E na verdade é um evento que veio para você para te dar uma oportunidade de correção. E aí você rejeita aquilo de voltando para você.
One of the biggest lessons our Gnani Purush Dadashri gives us after awakening us is that every human being who comes across you is coming to you to give you the opportunity to do his darshan, to see him for who he really is, who he or she really is, not with these eyes, but now you know how to see, you see, with the real eyes, you see.
E cada ele está aqui para que você tenha a oportunidade de fazer o darshan nele, para que você tenha a oportunidade de vê-lo.
You see, you may ignore non-living things. You may ignore non-living things like this or whatever, you see, but when there are living human beings in front of you, you see, even if they meet you for 5 minutes, you have to take that instant 1 second opportunity to use your real light in preference to, at least just for even a second or two, because otherwise there will be only this dim light of the intellect, you see. Oh, yeah, why is he here? Why is he bothering me? He doesn't leave me alone. Or I like him very much, I want him here. You see, both visions of the intellect only, you see. not of your light.
E às vezes quando sente um ser humano na sua frente, a gente pode até... Mas quando tem um ser humano na frente, você não pode ignorar. A ideia é vê-lo com a luz do ser, né? E não rejeitá-lo, né? Que eles são duas formas de ter a luz do intelecto com relação àquela pessoa.
This it is so liberating. It has to be put as part of this is when I said Juliana is young, Juliana's mind is young, and Juliana's speech has got a lot of energies, but those things have to be used in conjunction with the new light for your liberation, for your work, getting your work done, you see.
Falou que, por exemplo, dá um exemplo a mente de alguém é jovem, ou a fala, ela tem essa habilidade de fala, mas essas características do complexo de corpo e mente e fala, elas têm que usar com a luz do ser, para que a gente possa realizar o nosso trabalho de liberação.
That is, everyone talks about, when we were little also, our parents used to say, make good use of your time, you see. Make good use of your time. And now this whole sentence, make good use of your time, assumes a totally new meaning, you see, with reference to this time of mine in this body that is called Shuddha or Juliana or Denise or Mariana, okay?
Quando tem que fazer bom uso do seu tempo. Quando ele fala bom uso do seu tempo, o uso que você vai fazer desse seu contato. Tem que fazer bom uso disso.
If you have a small farm, okay, like in India, there are very, very tiny pieces of land, not like the farms in Brazil, very tiny, they look more like large gardens, you see. Majority of the farmers have small pieces that on the farm that they till, they grow food and then they make their living by selling that food, you see. Say you have such small farms. If you have one small farm and your neighbor has another farm side by side, I have not completed the line of speaking, but I'll let you wait and translate this much.
É o seguinte, que na Índia, às vezes, as pessoas têm pequenas fazendas, né, pedaços de terra. Cultivam, fazem agricultura, são agricultores, né? Ele está dando um exemplo, digamos que você é uma dessas pessoas que tem esse vizinho do seu lado, que tem outro pedaço de terra.
So then, when it rains, what they do is on the edges of the farm, they create little walls so that whatever rain is collected on their farm remains in their farm. So it doesn't kind of drain away into the farm of the neighbor. So then, you need the water for the seeds, you see. So they kind of preserve the water within their own farms, you see. By making these kind of edges on each side of those little farms, you see.
Ele falou que quando nas fazendas, às vezes nas fronteiras da fazenda, né, eles criam essas barreiras, né, de contenção que conseguem água, né? A água fica ali, a água não vai para a terra do vizinho, né? Porque quando chove, você consegue...
Okay, and so if you are not, if you continue after the Gnan Vidhi, after the awakening, without the use of this new light that you and I have, then all that rain, all that beautiful energies that have come within will drain away into the farm of your neighbor. You see, nothing will come with you. You see? You see, your farm, now there have been two divisions made. Your farm, the farm of the Amapura, the farm of the Amapura, and the farm of File 1. You see, the farm of Elizabeth, you see, the farm of Elizabeth, and the farm of Juliana, you see. You now want to have all the energies be contained in the farm of Amapura, you see.
Da fazenda é como se uma fazenda fosse a fazenda da alma pura e a fazenda do vizinho fosse o arquivo número 1, por exemplo. Então, para dividir, você tem que fazer usar essa luz para que essa energia seja retida.
Yeah, that is the only thing.
Na fazenda da alma pura. Se você não faz isso, ela vai toda passar para o arquivo número 1, para a Juliana.
You see, you do not want to give any more energies to that which does not need your energies anymore. It has already brought its energies. Juliana has brought her energies for herself to take care of her life in Brazil or wherever in this world. That she already has. You see, she doesn't need any more help. Juliana doesn't need any more help. You, the real one inside, is a little baby that's going to require a lot of nourishment so it can grow into liberation, you see. Juliana will do her things. You don't need to help Juliana anymore.
Ele falou que Juliana não precisa de mais ajuda. Ela já veio para essa vida com toda a energia que ela precisava para viver a vida. Baby, ela é como um bebê que acabou de nascer. Ela precisa de cuidados, para que esse bebê... E esse é o caminho para a liberação.
Okay, so we have to... I just did not realize the time. So it's about time right now, my dear. So we need to take a little break. Shall we take some 5 minutes break? And then we come back and then we will begin with Dada.
A gente vai fazer 5 minutos de intervalo, tá bom?
All right. So
Okay.
Okay, Shuddha. Thank you, my dear. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Yeah.
5 minutos, daqui a 5 minutos nós voltamos. Um grupo pequeno hoje. Elizabeth, Tênis. Oi, pessoal. Feliz Dia das Mães. Para as mães, para as filhas. Oi, Lívia.
Gratidão.
Oi.
Ju,
Tudo bem?
Ju, é a D.
Já temos 170 inscritos no evento.
Ai, tá boa. Juliana,
E ainda falta um.
essa luz, ele fala que a Amapura é um bebê e que precisa ser nutrida e protegida, eu acho que ele está se referindo a verdade, né? Porque a Amapura já está...
Olha, eu entendo que sim, que esse desenvolvimento, né, que a gente está... Eu entendo que sim, mas que é uma boa pergunta essa. A alma pura, né? De grave, né, da alma pura, né?
Então, porque com a gente já está fazendo uma bolinha de...
Eu não estou vendo você, tá?
É que eu tô passando uma bolinha nas costas. E velho é assim. Então, porque a gente consegue o conceito de luz, dessa luz, não é isso?
E vai crescendo.
Então, essa luz é que vai
é assim. Eu entendo sim.
Uhum. Se der, a gente pergunta para ele.
A última frase se refere a quê? Acho que o pessoal quer que você explique o que é pragna.
Pragna?
Não.
Pragna é a luz da alma pura. Não é isso que você quer, Maria Alicia? O que é?
A frase do chat, eu que perguntei para a Juliana, porque ele estava explicando sobre os contém energia o último...
Da chuva. É a chuva, né? Que a chuva, quando você tem uma fazenda, você quer aquela barreira de contenção. Eu acho que, não sei nem se esse é o termo. Você cria uma vala. E ele está dizendo que é como se uma fazenda fosse a alma pura, a outra fazenda fosse, por exemplo, Juliana, no meu caso, que dá como uma máxima, eu tenho que ativamente usar essa luz. Reter esse como minha alma pura possa se revelar, eu posso aumentar a minha energia de alma pura, porque no nosso relativo, né? E ele fala que o nosso relativo já tem energia suficiente. E se a gente não fizer isso, toda a luz de muita luz pode voltar para o relativo. E a ideia é de que ela fique não já energizada, né?
Agora entendi. Obrigada, Juliana.
É interessante isso do pragna.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my dear. Okay, Juliana. So I'm going to share the screen, and also so we will know where, and begin with where U had left off last week. And
Ele
it's
vai dividir na tela o texto e a gente parou na semana passada.
so can you see the screen here? Can you see the screen?
Ela aqui.
Can you see the screen, Juliana?
Sim, yes.
Okay, so this is the thing. I believe this is on page 29. And the doer is a sufferer. I think that's where they...
Nós estamos na página 29. O fazedor sofre.
Okay, so I'm just going to...
Foi aí que nós paramos.
Is that correct? Everybody agree with that? Is that where they stopped last time? Let's just...
Todo mundo concorda que foi aí que a gente parou na semana passada? Vocês lembram? Yes, Danny confirms.
Okay, it's okay, confirmed. All
We have
right.
one confirmation from Dennis.
Hi, Dennis. Jai Sachidana, Dennis. All right. I just explained to Dennis that I have slow internet. The problem is not with you people. I'm in a place where there is very slow internet.
Ele está com a internet um pouco lenta, então ele pede desculpas, tá?
Oh. So, all right. Now, so I will share the screen again, and then I will read this. The Portuguese version you read, but I will just finish reading this whole thing first. Let me see this I'll finish the whole thing in English, and then you read it in Portuguese. Okay, all right? Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so the doer is a sufferer. Questioner is...
Yes.
All right, good. The questioner is asking, our scriptures say that everyone reaps the fruit of karma depending upon his deeds. The deeds. And the other Sri says, each person is responsible for himself. God has never interfered in this. There is no one above us. You are independent in this world. All along you have been accustomed to being subordinate, and that is why you have a boss over you. Otherwise, there is no one above you, nor is there anyone below you or a subordinate. That is how the world is. This matter simply needs to be understood. And the other Sri says, I have roamed the entire universe and have not found a single place where a higher power, an almighty power exists. A superior power, not an almighty, but a superior power exists. Okay, just correct that. Okay, Juliana? Superior power exists. There is no such almighty who goes by the name of God. There is no so-called God above you. You are responsible for yourself. People everywhere believe that God created this world, and those who believe in the principle of rebirth in the science of rebirth, reincarnation, cannot believe that God created the world. What is reincarnation based on? Rebirth. It is based on the concept, I am the doer and I am the sufferer. I am reaping the fruits of my own karma. God does not interfere in this. Question.
Translate now.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Just go from the beginning. Yes. All right, that's good. Okay, go on.
So I have to go back.
Yeah, I've already
I
gone
have to
back.
go back in the text.
Yeah, it's there in front of you, my dear.
Ok. Aí o questionador pergunta: nossas escrituras dizem que todo mundo dependendo de suas ações. Aí Dadashri responde: cada pessoa é responsável por si mesma. Deus não tem acima de nós. Você é independente neste mundo. Durante todo o tempo vocês estão acostumados a serem subordinados. Tem um Deus acima de vocês. Caso contrário, não há ninguém acima de vocês, nem há também um subordinado. É assim que o mundo é. Isso precisa ser, essa verdade precisa ser entendida.
Okay. You have to read this
Tenho
one.
percorrido todo o universo e não encontrei um único lugar onde existe um poder superior que atende pelo nome de Deus. Não há nenhum assim chamado Deus acima de você. Você é responsável por isso. Toda parte acreditam que Deus criou este mundo. Acreditam na ciência da reencarnação. Acreditar que Deus, a reencarnação se baseia. Baseia-se no conceito, eu sou o fazedor e eu sou o sofredor. Estou colhendo os frutos do meu. Deus não interfere nisso.
Now this one is it's a very interesting definition of Dada. It is when Dadashri says what is reincarnation based on, that is not how it's said in Gujarati. Dadashri says rebirth, reincarnation means, reincarnation simply means, reincarnation, get this right, Juliana, reincarnation simply means, I am doing, and I am suffering. You see, I am doing and I'm suffering. I am reaping the fruits of my own karma. That's it. This is the total definition of, this is the implied meaning of life after life. You see, reincarnation means life, and then another life, and then another life.
Ele falou que a reencarnação, ela significa que eu estou fazendo, eu estou sofrendo, eu estou com do meu karma. Então, o que significa reencarnação? Reencarnação significa uma vida após outra vida.
You see, even in this life, everyone in this life, if you do something, a human being is suffering. He doesn't believe in a previous life. Say he only knows this life. He does not believe in a previous life. He doesn't believe in another life. He only knows this life.
Ele não acredita em reencarnação, não acredita que existe uma vida anterior, nenhuma próxima. Ele somente acredita que existe esta vida aqui.
Yes, you speak just a little louder, okay, my dear? Okay. So, say he only believes in this life only.
Okay.
And in this life, say he is suffering badly.
Digamos que ele apenas acredita nessa vida.
Say he's suffering something. He is unhappy with his current life, but when he looks back in this life only, he will be able to identify the reasons why this is his current state, why this suffering is happening. You see, he might be able to see why he is suffering.
E às vezes ele está sofrendo nessa vida. Se ele tivesse ele ia entender por que ele está sofrendo nessa vida.
And so then he will say that I am suffering because I did this. I am suffering this right now because in my past life, not in my past life, but in my past, in a few years ago I did this and I did this, and now this is all a result of what I did, you see. So I did this, and this is the result that I'm suffering. That is easy for a human being to accept, you see.
E aceitar que você está sofrendo nessa vida porque você fez algo numa vida passada, né? É muito mais fácil você aceitar.
So he accepts, he is willing to see that his current suffering is a result of something that he did in his past, you see. He is willing to accept that. And the Gnani says that this is not, this whole thing, whatever you did in the past plus whatever is happening to you now, they are both effects of causes created in a previous life. You see, that is the cause. The real causes were created in a previous life, and this life, everything is an effect. What the wrong things that you did in this life is an effect, and the result that you are experiencing suffering in this life is also an effect of this effect. You see.
E o que acontece quando a pessoa que tem reencarnação, ela está disposta a aceitar que o que ela fez na vida passada reflete. Ela está sofrendo agora na vida passada, mas o que o Gnani Purush explicou é que tudo se trata de efeitos. Os seus atos na vida já são efeitos de uma outra vida. E agora as consequências que você está passando desses atos agora também são efeitos dos...
Okay, I'm going to share the screen, and I'm sorry for this, the slow internet, so it is slowing us all down. But we're coming back here now. You see, so this is... He agrees that he did something and he suffers, but the science of cause and effects, life after life, is based again on a wider application of this sentence called I am the doer and I am the sufferer, and the time is not limited to this life only, but it goes on life after life after life, you see. Juliana?
Yes. Ele explicou mais uma vez, ele está voltando aqui para o texto, explicando e realmente que você está colhendo os frutos do seu karma, mas é que você está colhendo os efeitos dos efeitos das vidas.
Yeah, when something terrible happens, you see that there is a tendency to blame others. You see, in a limited life, only a vision of this life only, when something bad happens to you, you say, he did it, she did it, I'm suffering because of this person or this person. Or if he has a little bit of a spiritual background, he will say, it is the will of the Lord, it is the will of the Lord, the Lord. So in other words, when you say it is the will of the Lord, he's saying the Lord is doing this to me. The Lord is doing this to me, see? Both incomplete visions, both are incomplete visions.
Então, às vezes uma pessoa está e ela não a razão, eu entendi isso, a razão pelo qual ela está passando. Já outra pessoa, já tiver algum tipo de entendimento espiritual, ela vai dizer, essa é a regra de Deus, é o que Deus quis. E
It is...
cuidando por aquilo. Ela falou que ambas as visões são visões incompletas.
It is entirely on your own responsibility. See, now, the people in India who believe in life after life, and these are only the Hindus in India, not the Muslims, you see. Not the Muslims, only the Hindus. They believe in life after life, you see. One life. So whatever suffering is there, whatever suffering is there in this life is a result of something that I did in the last life, you see. This is kind of a fundamental belief, but it is an incomplete belief because they still believe, in addition to this, they also believe that God is the doer, you see. God does it, you see. They also use the word, it is the will of God, you see.
E ele falou o seguinte, os hindus também acreditam, né? Eles acreditam em vida após vida, mas mesmo eles às vezes falam a coisa como se fosse um desígnio
so even
de Deus.
So even poor men, so even poor people, you see, when bad things happen to them, the priests, the Brahmins, they tell them, oh, this God is unhappy with you, this God is unhappy with you, so you have to do this kind of rituals to please this God and to this planet and this planet God, so that your problems will be solved. You see, this is all a business in the name of religion, you see. This is people who really do not have the right vision, and they kind of trade in the name of religion, you see.
Ele falou que tem toda atividades lá na Índia, pessoas que fazem oferendas para Deus, então se você fizer esse trabalho tal, você vai dissolver o problema com Deus aqui, vai e que é o comércio, né, que acontece até em torno da religião, né, são pessoas que utilizam disso da religião.
So this is a fundamental contradiction. Am I doing this or is someone else doing it, you see? And this is a constant contradiction that they are simply not able to kind of come to terms with, come to an understanding with, and therefore every time they are in any kind of difficulty, they run to the temples and they run to the priests, and the priests do all kind of mantras and chanting, take away their money, and they say, okay, now you have to do all of these things. So once this God is pleased, then your problems will be solved. This is nonsense, you see, and it is looting, it is robbing people who do not even have enough money, you see. This is called real cheating. Dada says these people are creating very bad karma for themselves in the next life. These middlemen, they're called the so-called middlemen in the name of religion, brokers in the name of religion.
É o seguinte, que nessa Índia tem toda essa legião de pessoas, né, esses intermediários, que aí eles falam como e para dissolver o karma com determinado Deus, etc. E que essas pessoas, o Shuddha falou que são provavelmente brokers, né, são intermediários no negócio da religião, E o dar eles estão
It is.
pesados, estão se aproveitando de pessoas que não têm nem dinheiro.
Yeah, it is false religion. It is not true religion. Religion is that which makes it easy for a person to see who he really is, and therefore we become free from all of this pain and suffering that is there in front of him. You see, that is called religion. True religion begins within, when the vision is internalized vision. When true religion begins, when this sentence becomes dominant, that I am the doer and I am the sufferer. Nobody is interfering in this process. You see, there is nobody else who is doing anything in this.
Uhum. Ele falou que né, a religião aqui ela não coloca você no caminho, coloca você num outro tipo de caminho.
See, when he
aqui, the true religion is that it takes you out from the vision of doer, right?
Yeah, true religion is, no, it begins with this sentence that is in front of us, that I'm the doer and I'm the sufferer. Nobody else, no one is interfering in my suffering. If there is any suffering in front of me, it is my own doing. That is the beginning of the right understanding. There is, you see, I'm just saying true religion begins. I'm not saying true for us all. True religion has already begun, and now we are beyond any kind of religion. We are.
Yes.
Okay. All right, go on.
Ele explicou que a verdadeira religião, nessa seguinte, sou eu que faço, eu sou fazedor e sou eu que sofro. Eu estou colhendo os frutos do meu próprio karma. Esse princípio da realidade é o início da verdadeira religião. Só que nós aqui já estamos num passo de...
This is a phenomenal sentence of Dada. I am doing, and therefore I am suffering, or I am suffering because of what I have done. I am reaping the fruits of my own karma. There is God or no other entity is interfering in this process. This is phenomenal. This is an amazing definition of the beginning of the removal of all kinds of wrong beliefs in the name of religion. You see?
A frase dela fenomenal, né? Que sou eu sou fazedor, sou eu que sofro os efeitos. Eu estou colhendo os frutos do meu com isso. É uma sentença fenomenal, uma sentença que coloca os princípios do princípio da verdadeira religião.
You see, this removes all the running around in the wrong directions when suffering arises in the life of a human being, you see. And sufferings of all varieties will happen as long as there is this body, you see. If suffering from outside, suffering in the mind, suffering in the body, very severe suffering, you see. Suffering means, but suffering will arise, and then when this knowledge isn't there, that it is the exact result of my own that is coming to me, no one else, not that person, no other entity, nor even an higher authority above me, like a god or a devil or anybody else, wrong influences of the spirits, etc., all right, is involved in this. This is the beginning of true religion. This is the beginning of a step in the right direction towards trying to kind of now understand how can I become free from this, you see? How can I become free from this?
E ele falou que essa frase é uma frase muito importante, porque quando você tem esse tipo de mentalidade, você para de correr. Quando você tem um sofrimento acontecendo com você, você não vai fazer isso. Então, essa é o princípio de uma verdadeira religião. Is the principle not only of the true religion,
It's the beginning of the movement in the direction of true religion. So there is a relative religion and then there is the real religion. The relative religions are Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, you see, Judaism, etc., etc. And real religion is the religion of the self, Amapura, you see. This is the beginning of movement towards the real religion, you see.
E ele falou que é a religião do relativo, que é o cristianismo, o islamismo, o budismo. Existe a religião real, que é a religião da alma pura, né? E essa atitude expressa nessa sentença é o princípio do direcionamento para essa religião, a verdadeira religião.
You see, so Dadashri says, real religion is that which explains who is the doer and who am I. When you know who is the doer and who am I, then your work, then you have entered true religion, religion of the Amapura, you see, religion of the Amapura. Then there is no contradiction, there is no question left.
Quando você tem essa frase, eu sou o fazedor, eu sou o sofredor, quando você começa a entender quem é e quem é o sofredor, aí você está tendo as respostas que lhe permitem ingressar nessa religião.
And this
não existe mais questões.
And this is exactly what happens in the Gnani Vidhi. You get two knowledges. One, who is doing all of this? And number two, who am I? That's it. And the work is over. You have immediately entered, you have transcended all these contradictions and problems of pain and suffering into the exact light, the L capital light that we talked about before the break. You see, you have entered into that light.
E aí, quando você tem no Gnani Vidhi, apenas você do Gnani Vidhi, você tem duas questões: quem é o fazedor e quem é o sofredor. E com essas respostas, você já transformou das religiões relativas, você ingressou na alma pura, né? Na essência pura.
Now we continue reading a little bit more. The questioner says, up until now, I used to think that God was responsible for all of this, you see. And Dadashri says, no, the responsibility is your own. You are wholly and solely. This is a very interesting phrase. Totally and absolutely, wholly and solely responsible for everything. Wholly means for everything that happens to you, you are responsible. Only you are responsible. When a person gets shot, he is suffering the effects of his past life karma. Karma there is a cause. He created that karma in the past life, the result of which is that in this life he gets shot by a bullet. Even accidentally, the bullet comes and hits his body, you see. The person who does the shooting will suffer when his karma is ready to give its fruit. So the person who does the shooting in this life, he has created a karma, and its result will come in its own time. All right, I'll let you read this much now.
Eu costumava pensar que Deus era responsável por tudo isso. Aí o dado explica, não, a responsabilidade é sua. Você é responsável. Quando uma pessoa leva um tiro, ela está sofrendo os efeitos do karma de sua vida passada. A pessoa que atira, o seu karma estiver pronto para dar frutos na próxima vida.
It is just like a mango. You'll not be able to extract any juice after the mango the day you buy it. It's green, you see. You can only do that when it ripens. Similarly, the time has to be just right for the person to receive the bullet. The fact that the bullet is received means that the fruit has ripened and the juice has come out. Now, the one who shot the bullet, his fruit is now small and is growing and will ripen in time. Thereafter, the juice will come out, the result of the karma. Okay, go on.
Você não será capaz de extrair todo o suco da manga no dia em que você a compra ainda verde. Você só pode fazer isso. Da forma, tem que ser o tempo certo para a pessoa receber a bala. O fato da pessoa a bala ser recebida significa que a fruta amadureceu. A pessoa que deu o tiro, seu fruto agora está pequeno. E está crescendo. E vai, consequentemente, o suco vai sair. O resultado do karma.
You see, a mango, if you eat a mango or a good ripe mango and you like the mango, and say you have a farm, you have a little garden and you like to grow that mango, you put that seed into the soil and you water it. You see, soon there will be a plant, but it may take 8 to 10 years, depending on the variety, for the whole mango tree to blossom and then fresh mangoes to grow there, you see. At 8 to 12, that's the story of the mango seed, whereas a human karma seed, a human seed, takes an average of 60, 70, 80 years, you see, for another life, another human body with human fruits, you see, human fruits that are experienced through these 5 senses, you see. The fruits of this body are experienced through these 5 senses. And experienced through the mind also.
Ele deu um exemplo de uma mangueira que você tem no... Você planta de manga e aí a mangueira vai crescer e até que o fruto da manga se amadureça, isso leva um tempo. Da mesma forma, as sementes do karma humano. Uma ação de uma pessoa é como uma semente, ela falou uma média de 60 a 80 anos, 70 anos, e uma outra para que ela dê o seu fruto, para que a pessoa, que os efeitos daquela ação venham a termo, né? E os efeitos são experimentados pelos 5 sentidos. São 5 sentidos feitos do nosso karma.
We all can only see the effects only. All around us in this world is nothing but effects and effects only. You know, we see millions and millions of people, human beings and other living beings. It's all effects. But when it comes to human beings, we see effects, everybody with their own effects. Effects only. Nobody can see the cause. You see, nobody can see the charge. Nobody can see the creation of karma.
E às vezes, quando está falando dos efeitos do karma, você vê ali o que está acontecendo com a pessoa, você não está vendo a semente, você não está conseguindo ver de onde veio aquele efeito. Em todo lugar, a única coisa que a gente consegue ver são efeitos.
It is in a highly and in an amazingly and in a seriously effective world where every human being is suffering the effects through the mind, speech, and body, there are a few special ones of Gnani Purush Dadashri who have been lifted up from this suffering, you see. They have been lifted up from this suffering.
E nós, o Gnani Purush e muito poucos outros, são pouquíssimos que conseguem se elevar acima desse sofrimento.
Yeah, yes, you are only you're no longer creating any new karma, nor are you meant to suffer the karma that unfold in front of you. The sufferer is also separated from you. You are the Amapura. The sufferer is the owner of the karma. Owner of the karma is Juliana. I also Juliana. Juliana's ego intellect suffers. You do not suffer. Mm-hmm.
E ele falou, não apenas você não carrega novos karmas, como você também não é mais o sofredor, no caso, é Juliana, por exemplo. Eu, alma pura, eu não sofro. Juliana tem os efeitos do karma dela.
You see, you are eternally separated and blissfully removed. Eternally separated to kind of to be the blissful one. That is all. You are the blissful one only. You see, only. This is so again and again. Even if you, this is emphasized to you in a million satsangs, it only lifts you up every time. It lifts you up every time. You know, this that is in front of us in this science of karma is for us to understand what we have become free from.
E, de novo, ele pode falar isso de várias satsangs que só nos mostra do que nós nos libertamos, né? Como nós ficamos livres, na verdade, dos efeitos do karma, porque o karma é sofrido pelo relativo. Nós nos levantamos, elevamos para a alma pura.
And I'm going to share some more and just going to read a little bit more. And if does anybody have any questions, just let us know. Just tell them to write them down, and Maria Alicia will write them in English for me. If there is any questions so far, just write them down.
Ele quer saber, ele quer ler mais um pouquinho, se alguém tem uma pergunta. Denise não quer fazer aquela pergunta?
Okay, Maria Alicia is writing down the translations, you see, in the chat. Okay. All right, so we go to the next chapter here. Next. Okay. Shall I proceed?
The question?
Acho que sim.
Okay. I ask.
Okay, let me just stop sharing.
About what?
You go on, my dear. I can hear you. Yeah, Denise, go on.
That I had a doubt that you were. What?
I'm waiting for your question.
Yeah.
Okay, go on, speak. It's poor internet, so we are breaking up. But take your time.
us about the little farms, one beside the other, and one is so, and the other one is the fire one. And you said that the pure soul, it's like a baby to have the water and nurturing. And I asked and told that I think you are being, so is the prajna, because the pure soul is already did you hear?
I heard partially. You were breaking up, but maybe let's see if Juliana heard it clearly. Juliana, you want to say it? Or
yes. Okay.
I heard Denise's question partially. So you say it in Portuguese first, and then say it also in English. Okay.
This question, Shuddha. Ok. A pergunta da Denise foi o seguinte: ele tinha das fazendas, né? Que tinha a fazenda da alma pura e a fazenda que é o arquivo 1. E que quando você toma você tem que ter uma pura, porque, digamos, seu arquivo 1 já não precisa dessas energias. E o que a Denise queria saber é que quando se referindo a essas energias, que tem essa alma pura que tem que ser cuidada para armazenar essas energias, a pragna, a alma pura em tese já seria completa. I understood Denise's question in following. In that metaphor about the farms,
Yes.
and you mentioned that after this Gnani and we have to use the light to grow. We are like little babies, and when you refer to that state of being a baby, you need to take care of the energy there, to hold the energy. It's the prajna, because in terms of alma pura will be already complete, we already have all the energy. So
yes, the
intermediate.
The prajna, the role of the prajna is to settle the files with equanimity, you see, to settle all the files with equanimity.
Explain the concept of
prajna is the energy of the liberated self. You see, the Amapura. Prajna is the light that Prajna is the L capital light that we talked about before the break.
Okay.
Is the L capital light of the self, you see. The self, you see, is like the sun. The sun doesn't do anything. The sun is in its own place, but the sunlight, the rays of sun, makes beautiful things grow on this earth, you see. So it is the light of this Amapura, the self is called prajna, you see. The absolute self, the light of the self itself is called prajna, and the light of Juliana is called intellect.
Dando o conceito de prajna para a gente, que prajna é a luz do ser. Então, é como se fosse o sol. O sol, ele não
and the light
crescendo, não é ele que está
of the self
crescendo. É a luz dele que faz as coisas crescerem.
Yeah, light of this.
Relativo. A luz de Juliana, por exemplo, é o intelecto. A luz, o prajna a luz do ser.
Prajna is that very subtle light inside that needs to be used after the Gnanvidhi, so that you can really see and not fall down in darkness, you see, because when you have the light, you will move very smoothly in life. And when you do not use this light, then you will stumble and you will fall and you will collide with people and create more problems in your life, you see.
Ele falou ser. E você tem que usar ela depois do Gnani, porque com você usa essa luz, você vai não usa a luz do ser, você de novo você se esbarra com as você não se move dessa forma suave. Você cria mais problemas na sua vida.
So Denise is right. When there is where there is prajna, the water remains in your farm only. It does not leak into the farm of file 1, and it does not leak and it does not waste away into the farm of the neighbor. You see, it remains in your own farm so that your Ramapura can grow beautifully, you see.
E ele falou que a Denise está e que realmente essa ativação, esse uso dessa luz faz com que você contenha a energia ali para que separar o vizinho, né, para o arquivo 1.
Prajna allows.
Você tá sem. Não tá
No, I was talking with José Antonio about the prajna. Sorry.
Okay, go on. Okay, yes, all right. You see, prajna is
discussing prajna
now.
now.
Prajna is
the couple.
I like it so much. You call is like it's the sun that is doing. It's the light from the sun that does. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's the light of the sun, you see, and the light of the sun.
Ela muito da explicação, explicar que o prajna não é o sol. O prajna é a luz do sol.
And you can say, I am the sun. You see, I am the sun. I mean, my light is so powerful and so vast that it is always there, and no clouds can ever block it. Clouds will come and go. Clouds of suffering, clouds of pain, clouds of doubts will come and go, but my light is always there, you see. I am the light.
Você pode também se referir a isso como o próprio sol. Você pode dizer que a luz é tão vasta, tão forte, que ela sempre ilumina. Que você pode ter nuvens assim, mas que a luz sempre vai iluminar.
You see, you don't want to say this to other people, I am the light. But you see, this has happened, my dear friends in Brazil. This has happened for all of us. It is something that you keep inside, you see, and grow in that. If you go and tell your fellow Brazilians, I am the light, you know what will happen. You don't want to do that. Okay? But you say, I am the light is for your own self.
Ele está só aconselhando. Deus send you to the shrink. Ele está recomendando que diga eu sou a luz, né?
And in some places, if you're in the wrong part of,
brincando com ele, você diretamente para o psiquiatra.
And if you're in the wrong part of the world, they might even punish you to death, you see, because they will say there is only one God but God, you see. So but this is...
Se você estiver em lugar errado do mundo, você pode até ser punido com a morte por dizer que você é a luz, porque em alguns lugares você é apenas Deus.
And you and I know that they even crucified the one who said that I am actually the son of that light. My father is the light, you see. So, and this one here is directly, direct, exact beginning It's a beginning light. This is a beginning light, and day by day, with the greater and greater applications of these 5 agnas of our Gnani Purush, that light will become full, you see. That prajna will become full. It will be the brightest light, you see, there in for you. It will be the brightest light. Mm-hmm.
Ele está dizendo, acho que eu perdi a linha do raciocínio agora, mas acho que ele falou o seguinte, que Shuddha, I think I lost your last sentence.
With the 5 agnas.
Você falou que com o tempo nós começamos como a luz.
Yeah.
Todos o sol, né? A luz inteira.
It will be the brightest light, sharp as a laser in terms of your ability to see the finest error within you, inside only, and yet brightest and universal as the light of the sun, you see. So it is universal as the light of the sun, but also laser-like with reference to pinpointing my own mistake. Where is Shuddha wrong in this? Where is Denise wrong in this? Where is Marluz wrong in this? You see?
Ele falou que essa luz vai crescendo, não somente ela aumenta na capacidade de ver os nossos próprios erros. Você consegue ver qual é a parte de Shuddha nisso, qual é
it is.
nisso.
You see, this prajna is growing within all of us here, these Mahatmas in Satsang, because we are in the Agna of Gnani Purush Dadashri. You see, we are in the 5th Agna. You see, we are joining Satsang not because of our opinions about what is going to happen in the Satsang. We are joining Satsang because prajna will increase in Satsang, you see. We are...
Essa luz prajna, ela está crescendo aqui no Satsang. Então a gente não se junta em Satsang só apenas para aprender, mas assim também nossa prajna, a gente aumenta, porque a gente está aqui nas agnas do Gnani Purush.
Yeah. You see, he has said, he has given very specific instructions after the 5 agnas. In his live 5 agnas, our Gnani Purush Dadashri has given the instructions that, you see, that read my words. He says, read my words and they will become alive for you. I will be there for you when you read my words. And that is what we are doing. We are reading his words, you see.
Então, na verdade, o Dada diz que quando você lê as palavras dele, essa sua luz do prajna aqui, as palavras dele. Então, nosso prajna aqui está crescendo. Shuddha, until what time do you go?
Okay, we're almost ending, and I just noticed. Yeah, right. We have to stop now. But there was a question from Dennis to everyone. Dennis wrote a question at 11:15. Did the doer shoot the shooter in his past life? You see. Let me just quickly share. This is we talked about this person shooting the bullet. Did the doer shoot the person who does the will suffer? Did the doer, see what he did in the past life, the fellow who received the bullet in this life, his intentions were to shoot with a gun so that it will hit a human body. You see, he says, my target is the human body. His intentions were to shoot a gun so that it hits a human body. With how much violence he had that intention is of different levels, you see. It may be different, but his intention was to shoot a human being, so he is in his current life as a human being got shot, you see. This is how, it is not that he shot with a gun or something like that, but you see, it is the intention that creates the effect.
The intention of shooting.
He had the intention, so he had the intention to shoot someone, and so he got shot in this life. Remember, we talked about a person gets shot. He has not done anything, and he suddenly gets.
Ok. Ok.
So Dennis is asking, what was? What
A
did?
pergunta do Dennis foi.
Yeah. What was? Did he shoot someone in the past life, so he got shot in this life? He may have shot. It's not the activity, it's not the shooting in the past life that resulted in the shooting in this life, him being shot in this life. It was his intention behind the shooting that made him receive a bullet in this life. All right? Do you understand? Let me just talk to...
O Dennis perguntou se a pessoa... Just a second. Just a second. O Dennis perguntou, que recebeu tiro nessa vida, tinha atirado na pessoa na vida passada. E foi o exemplo que o Shuddha explicou que não necessariamente. O que importa é a intenção. Então, na vida passada, eu tive uma intenção de atirar. E é nessa vida ela recebe o tiro.
Yes, you see now, even when he was shooting, supposing in the past life, if he was shooting and he shot accidentally another human being, and inside he repents, he says, oh, what a terrible thing, I did not want to shoot, and it happened. You see, I don't want to, I'm very sorry, you see. Then he will not receive a bullet in this life. You see, he has already reversed from the activity that happened, you see. Dennis asked, did he do a shooting in the past life and therefore he received a bullet in this life, you see?
E ele está explicando que, às vezes, a pessoa na vida passada ela não tinha intenção de atirar. Ela, por exemplo, atirou acidentalmente. Na mesma hora, ela veio, aconteceu, até se arrependeu anteriormente. Então, não necessariamente nessa vida ela vai receber o tiro.
In the last life, while he was shooting, if his intention was, I want to shoot him, but I want to injure him. I do not want to kill him. I want to disable him, like policemen do. They shoot in the leg or some other part of the body. So just disable him a little bit. Then in this life, he will get a bullet which will go land in his maybe leg or in his arm and will not kill him. You see, so it is the intention behind the activity that creates the effect, not the activity itself.
Ele falou assim, por exemplo, uma pessoa atira na outra pessoa, mas a intenção dela era apenas ferir, inabilitar aquela pessoa, né? Desabilitar. E aí, nessa vida, essa pessoa pode receber um tiro na perna, no braço. Ela não, né? O que importa é a intenção que a pessoa atirou na vida, a intenção que a pessoa tinha na vida passada. E não a ação.
Yeah, the action is purely an effect. What is visibly seen through the medium of the mind, speech, and body is all an effect. Nobody can tell his intention, you see. And the intention is intention is the seed which will give the result in the next life, the fruit, you see. This is the science of intention. The whole karma is based on the intention, you see. If his intention was, I want to kill and I want to kill more people, then he will end up getting killed over and over again, you see. And if his intention is, I don't want to kill.
E novamente ele explica que o que é importante é a intenção, não a ação. A intenção da pessoa era matar feito, né, por diversas vezes.
Yes, it's the world blames the intention, the effects, whereas the Gnani looks at the intention, you see. All right, so let's look at Dennis and just go live there.
A gente vê somente
Okay, Dennis, do
uma
you,
camada muito sutil que a gente vê,
is,
mas na verdade
is that clear, Dennis?
What happened is that one day someone told me that was good make what making our 501 suffer, but also for the past life, because probably we hurt this person in the last life, otherwise we wouldn't have an open account.
No, so right, no, yeah.
This life.
No, everything that is in front of us is an open account until we close it with equanimity, until we rise above this account by saying, I'm neither going to go this way with it, towards attachment, nor going to move away from it. I'm going to remain as the pure knower and the seer of this account blissfully and settle it with equanimity without getting into any more kashais, without entering into any attachment or aversion with it. That is our role now. Agna 4 is our role now, you see, not what anyone else tells us.
Ele tinha perguntado, porque tinham falado para ele que ele tinha que fazer praticamente, não somente para que está presente, que tem a conta aberta na vida atual, mas também para as vidas passadas daquela pessoa, porque se existe uma conta atual, porque ele feriu ela em espaço do Shuddha, que você que isso não é necessário, que você tem um arquivo aberto.
And
it's necessary, right? Shuddha have to do pratikraman only to this life.
No, I did not say pratikraman so far. I did not say pratikraman. Agna 4 does not require pratikraman, okay? Juliana, Agna 4 is beyond, all Agnas are beyond pratikraman, okay?
I think Dennis' question was about the
No, but I gave him,
right?
the Agna 4. It is when you miss the Agnas that is when you have to do pratikraman. When you miss the Agnas, when you slip from who you are, then you have to do pratikraman.
Está dizendo que somente quando você, respondendo a pergunta do Denis, é que ele só precisa cuidar do pratikraman e ele sai seguir as Agnas.
To be in Agna 4, you will require penance. You will need penance, you see. You will need internal penance, okay? Internal penance. But that is, internal penance is not pratikraman. Internal penance is...
Okay.
You see, you know, normally you would have reacted and you know, you would have become angry and upset, and you know, you would have entered into the relative interaction, but you just continue to see, and you see Dennis getting upset from inside, but there is no reaction outside. That is called penance.
E como é que ele se mantém na Agna 4? Você faz aquela penitência interna. A penitência interna, muito sério, que você iria reagir, você iria retrucar. Você não vai fazer isso agora, você vai simplesmente você vai observar Denis ficar chateado, mas ele nem vai ter nenhuma reação interna.
And once you are in your equanimity, then you are in your Amapura, and then you connect with the Amapura of the other person and say, oh my Lord, please forgive, you know, you see Dennis asking for the forgiveness. You say, tell Dennis, go ahead and ask for forgiveness. I am Amapura, he is Amapura. Now go and ask for the forgiveness from the Amapura of the other person, the other file, that's all. Mm-hmm.
E Denis também pode pedir, então, o perdão, né? Você pode pedir a uma pessoa que perdoe.
Agna 4 supersedes and takes precedence over Pratikraman, okay? It's an Agna of the Gnani Purush, and that is the Agna that is going to keep you into Prajna. It is going to increase your Prajna. If you can settle a file with equanimity, it will increase your Prajna significantly, magnificently, okay? Mm-hmm.
Uhum. Ele falou que a Agna 4, ela, digamos, ela precede, ela explica. Se você consegue realmente fechar o arquivo com equanimidade, a sua pragna, ela aumenta substancialmente.
The real energies that are kept in your own farm, the energies of your own farm that we talked about, will allow you this beautiful, they allow you to settle files with equanimity, with increasing ease, no matter how difficult a file may be, you see.
Então, as energias disponíveis para a gente permitem fechar essa conta com a comunidade. Não importa quão difícil o arquivo possa ser.
Okay, Dennis?
As energias que existem falando da fazenda.
Dennis, any follow-up? Is it all right? Do you understand, Dennis?
That's okay.
Dennis entendeu.
It's clear. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then I think shall we just do the namaskars to everyone here, and highest namaskars to the Paramatma and the Prajna energy within each one of us, okay? And till we meet again. And let me just take a quick look.
Ele está mandando agora, encerrando.
Yeah.
Namaskar para todos nós e as energias do Prajna.
All right. Highest namaskars to everyone. To Maria Alicia, thank you for this translations, Maria. Thank you, Jai Sachidanand, Maria. And to Elizabeth, to Juliana, Marlus, Dennis for his presence, also Neera, Maria Cristina, and Denise. Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagwan. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Jai. Okay, Jai Sachidanand. Okay, so until we meet again, Jai Sachidanand.
Bye bye.